Good morning. This is a quick recap on my trades from yesterday, which was the 12th of June 2023. Slightly delayed as we had our mental toughness session last night, and being in the UK it was quite late, so I thought I'd do it first thing today. Okay, so yesterday I was watching 432 level on SPY, and that is, if I go to the daily, 432 is this major pivot area going back to August 2022, and it's an area of convergence, convolution, where the candles, the tops and bottoms of candles meet, and the bottoms of pivots meets the tops of pivots. So it's quite a big area, been on watch. Friday I successfully took the trade on the 432, and I ran it down for a good profit, and I was hoping to repeat that today, because I'm a believer in patterns like to repeat. So going down into the hourly, we can see the breakout of the SPY or the 432. I was taking futures trades but watching the SPY chart at this point, and because of the futures chart I was using, it rolled over, so it looked like it had a big gap up, but it's the same chart and the same patterns, but just the SPY was in the area I was watching, since I was watching more focused on the SPY chart than the futures chart, but taking the ES or the micro mini, the MES futures instead of SPY. So 432 was the area I was watching. It touched it in pre-market, and I think I have a lesson which I'll discuss after the trade review. So getting down to the 5 minute. So it was coming up to the 432 area. I saw it kind of looked like it was curving over there. I was patient. I waited all day until about 2 PM. I think my first trade was, and I took a start position right on the break of this right on 432, just before it would have been that candle there, and I was initially in profit. But my target was the bottom of this zone. That's what I was targeting, or at least coming back down to the VWAP. Because I undersized, I had a little bit of greed kick in because I was in profit, and so I was waiting to find an opportunity to take another two or three contracts, and it pulled back, and the alarm bell should have been ringing at this point because it broke the high of the day. And I added just around on this green candle there, and I added again as it's coming back into the zone, and again I was briefly in profit because my break even was around about this area, and then I didn't identify that the market was in a slow grind up and in an uptrend. I was adamant on shorting this area, which is also the pre-market high as well, and obviously I stopped out. I think I stopped out about there, and we saw lots of volume coming in. I was watching volume as well, and it was very low volume, so I was expecting it to reverse. And then you can see the increase in volume. Let's get my pen. So here the volume's increasing, and we had this big end of day candle as well, and that should be my alarm bell, because volume was increasing, as you can see below, increasing, and I saw this candle pull back, and then FOMO kicked in, and I shorted here, and as you can see it stopped me out instantly. It was a small loss, it was only one contract. I stopped out there, but FOMO still got the better of me later, but I was watching. I had another level drawn up on the futures chart, which was exactly this level here, and that coincided with an area of convolution where candles intersect each other going back a year, and so 8 months to a year on the futures chart. So I was watching this area. In fact, let's go to the chart. Here we go. It was this area here, and so I had it marked up as an area of resistance, and I got in a start position just there, and I was in good profit. That's my start position. I was in good profit at this point, and I could have broken even for the day had I just taken it, but greed then overruled. I'm still wanting to get down to the VWAP because that was my original plan from this trade. I took over here, that one there and that one there, and then that's my original stop. Then I stopped out here, so I think possibly I should have walked, but I'm not a believer in getting 2 trades or 3 trades wrong in a row, because if you know the market and you trust yourself, then the trade, you need to trust yourself more to let your trade play out. And I was hoping for an end of day sell off and it didn't happen. In fact, look, if you see it just went up and up. So another key sign here was the rise in volume. I should have kept an eye on that. And that there, even though it's higher volume, it wasn't high enough compared to the previous candle to show that it was an end in volume. And then we had a bit of a pullback. Let's just clear this. So we had a pullback, so this pullback here, and most pullbacks show lower volume as well at the same time, so they kind of match up with each other. And then we had a slow rise in volume to the end of the day, and that slow rise in volume equaled the slow rise of the trend as well. So it was bad trading on my behalf, but had I just stepped back and took a look at the chart, I would have seen this pattern setting up: rise in volume, rise in trend, pull back on lower volume, and a typical reversal would give you a big green candle or a big red candle there, and you would have seen some more follow through, but there was no follow through. And as it's selling off, and as it sells off, so if it sold off here, and I'll just get a better tool. So if we saw a sell off after this candle there, that's what I was aiming for, something like that. But what I would have expected to see then was increasing volume on that sell off, increasing volume, because it's showing that there is strength in the sellers. But what we really saw was weakness in the sellers and strength in the buyers. And I think my mind was a bit biased because I was watching for a short, and I was adamant I wanted to get a short, and for some reason I wanted to bring it back down to here. So not a great day trading. I could have finished break even had I trusted my gut more, but I finished red in the end. Not a massive loss, but just a disappointing day. And it's one of those trend days. I struggle on trend days because I don't know why I can't identify the trend down here, especially the break and the retest of this area. Look at that. That would have been a great. Let me just zoom out. So this is a type of play I want to identify more. So we got this pivot high here just before pre-market, and we've got the trend starting a new trend here. It's broken that area of consolidation, so we've got a higher high, higher low, then we've got a higher high, and here's the higher low. And I should have really been looking for, I even had the line on the chart, and that line was drawn in probably the day before, a couple of days ago, but I should have been watching that area for an entry, even if I just got one contract and then looked for an RBI for a second contract as it broke over. That would have been a good trade, and that would have been before I'm adamant I want to short 432 on the SPY trade there, because then my bias would have been long, which was the correct bias for the day, rather than me being in a neutral or negative short bias coming back down. Anyway, I'm not sure whether you find this helpful or not, but this is what I will look back at this trade again tomorrow, and it will help me visualize what to do the following day. And that's one of the reasons why I like doing these video trade reviews, and if I can help anyone else in the meantime, then it's great. But I think the aim today, it looks like it's gapping up today. Might not look like it has gapped up, and getting a bit of volume coming in. So it'll be interesting to see what today brings. We've got numbers at 8:30. I think CPI 8:30 or PPI, and tomorrow we have the PPI or CPI at 8:30, and we have FMOC. So it'll be making an interesting week. We might get to see which way the market really wants to go. Anyway, have a good day trading, and I will be looking at the market in about 2-3 hours to see where we are with the levels and setting up my levels for the day. Okay, take care.